I am the son of a Southern Baptist preacher and a school teacher who grew up in the hills of North Carolina. The word gay was never supposed to be in my vocabulary. In the summer of 2017, after I had lived in Charlotte for 6 years, I relocated to Knoxville. My very first night here, I decided to check out the local scene, and I ended up at a bar called The Edge. And wouldn't you know it, it was karaoke night. Singing has always been my first love and one of the things that I'm most comfortable doing, so I thought, why not put on a show? So I sang my go-to number, Amy Winehouse's Rehab. And when I finished performing, I was approached by a gentleman named Jeremy Williford, hi Jeremy, who said, "How come you don't sing with the Knoxville Gay Men's Chorus?" To which I replied, "I just got here 5 minutes ago." Fast forward 1 year, and I had sung 2 concerts with KGMC. And we were on our summer tour, and I was seated on that bus amongst these fine gentlemen who had become my closest friends and most trusted confidants. And I came to a realization that startled me. The whole time I lived in Charlotte, I really never went to the bars or knew any of the local queens. In 6 years, I never attended a single Pride Fest. I had gay friends for sure. I mean, for Christ's sakes, one of my degrees was in musical theater. But we didn't really do anything gay. Like, I wasn't part of the community. And I didn't need to be, because I was too busy being strong and self-sufficient. I had always been very involved in my own personal movement, but I had never been a part of the movement at large. And how powerful it was in that moment to realize that suddenly I had become part of something that is so much bigger than myself. These are my people. We laugh, we cry, we argue, we read each other for filth. We lift each other up, we comfort one another when we hurt, and above all else, we love. Singing with them has taught me so much that I didn't know, not just about myself, but about our people's history. When you sit down to watch Rent next to somebody who is living with HIV, or who lost somebody when the AIDS epidemic was at its peak, you realize that there's a lot more there than just song and dance. And when they tell you stories about trying to sneak into their local gay bar without getting hit by a brick, or losing a partner to suicide, you realize that we're really only in single-digit years of marriage equality being legal, and that the world used to be a very, very different place. I think because I was hurt so much when I was younger, I used to believe that I had to do everything myself. I carried around a chip on my shoulder, and I was always ready for a fight. I used to always think, I'll show them. But raising my voice alongside my brothers has taught me that it's okay to reach out for help, to lean on other people who share your experience, to borrow strength from them. And I have found strength in so many new ways. In listening to my friend Hearn tell a story about losing a loved one to AIDS just before we sang Memory in our concert last spring. In watching Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, for the very first time on a tour bus with 50 screaming queens who can quote the whole thing from front to back. And in getting off that tour bus and immediately heading to a friend's house to crack open a bottle of champagne in celebration of the fact that he and his long-term boyfriend are now engaged to be married. Shout out to Joel and Lucas, you're here somewhere. I get to attend my very first gay wedding next month, and I could not be more excited. And finally, in getting to scream into the microphone at the top of my lungs, we're here, we're queer, get used to it. We still have a long way to go, my friends, but oh, how far we have come. I vow to never take this, any of this, for granted. And I hope you do too. And if you are somebody like me, stubborn, maybe a little bit bitter, holding on to a lot of hurt from the past, convinced that you have to go it alone, I beg you, don't. Reach out. Don't think I'll show them. No, we will show them together.
I would do something well, then you would do it better.
And I'd be thinking, damn it, can you give it a rest?
I'd be the teacher's pet, then you'd be even better.
What a little pest.
Had to be the best.
If I would bike a mile, you'd write two in addition. And you would do it on a unicycle. What's more, somehow you had to win every competition. I stopped keeping score. After all, what for?
You were my brother.
And that's just what brothers do.
You were my brother. I guess it's always true. Anyone else you'd slug. The brother you just shrug.
I thought I'd lose my mind if I heard one more show tune.
If I had to endure another Bacharach attack.
Or when you'd blast Ravel, which I swear